From an industrial unit in Portsmouth, a British wrestling revival is being planned. After touring the country for nearly 2 years, the Frontier Wrestling Alliance are now just 1 week away from one of their biggest shows yet, this time in their hometown.
The wrestling, I suppose it's considered one of the older sports. You know, if you go right back to the Greco-Roman days, you know, I guess the Romans were always wrestling and the Greeks were, and I guess it's always had a tradition, you know. I think some people only think it's a recent thing that wrestling became fake, but actually, as far as I know, it's ever since the late 19th century it's been fake. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily matters who wins or who loses, it's what you've actually done during the match that's going to keep the audience on tenterhooks, and they want to stay till the end. They want to know what they want to find out what's going to happen.
My friends thought it was excellent, and they would watch us progress, and a couple of close friends thought it was really, really good. My parents were dead against it. I've never quite come across anyone so anti what I was doing before. The next real situation I had with my parents was when I explained I was going to buy the FWA wrestling ring, which to them was probably the craziest idea I'd ever had, I've not really stayed in contact with a lot of people from school. Something I don't really go into, but at school I didn't have the best of times, so but the friends that I did stay close with and that helped me out, I've always tried to stay in as much contact as I can with them.
Again, drilling through the very basics again and again seems boring, but it is essential. If you don't, you will forget. No matter how good you think you are, in the end you'll start getting sloppy, thinking you know how to do it, things will start looking slack, and it has a bad effect on the whole show. Of course, wrestling, first thing we start with is how to fall. Rest your forearms on your knees. What you're going to be doing is bringing your arms back. Big swing position, all the way back, exaggerate it. You're going to be hitting the mat with your forearms and palms down. Yep. Again. Ow!
This is probably our most important show to date, as we're coming off FWA Evil Intentions, which was up in Halifax. It's also in my hometown, and we're solely promoting this one, so a lot rides on it for the future. It's also the first time I've ever been back at the same venue twice, so it'll be interesting to see what actually happens, which is next Sunday.
How many tickets are you looking to sell?
We're hoping to sell around about 300 to 400.
How many do you sell at the moment?
We've sold just over 100 at the moment, and I said just before the show then we should do around about 300 to 400.
The two terminologies used in wrestling, face and heel, differentiate the good person from the bad person in the ring. And traditionally in a match, the audience is asked to cheer for the good guy, who is called the face, and they're encouraged to boo the bad guy, who is the heel. On the show on Sunday we have main event Justin versus Paul, and Justin Richards as the champion will go in as the heel, and Paul TRAVELL as basically the local Portsmouth boy. He'll be going in as the face. He's from Portsmouth, the show's in Portsmouth, so it makes sense that he would then be challenging the heel champion.
You can start by insulting the crowd, the town itself, sorry. No one likes their hometown to be insulted. Or you can pick on them individually, insult their children, insult them personally. Or of course you can just upset them by breaking the rules. That's the general idea really. No one likes a cheat, no one likes a bully.
You get paid very little by a lot of people, the FWA not included. You get treated like absolute shit. You get battered about completely. You come home feeling like crap, and you ache for days later. You get no respect from your peers. There's not much in it for it. And the only reason, that's why I love wrestling with the guys I'm wrestling for, because just to know that they come back means that they have the same passion for it that I do.
The valet is usually the female who will come to ringside, usually with the heel, sometimes with the face, and they'll maybe interfere on their behalf or just be like a cheerleader.
It's a three-way match, which means there's 3 guys in the match, right? There's my guy Scott, there's Jodie, and there's her guy, whoever that is, I don't know, right? So basically, what we're having is we're going to have a cat fight out here, and our guys are going to come and run out and pull us apart and try to stop it. And they're discussing what the other guys are going to do. And he's basically just standing going, what the fuck? And she's going to be... I'm going to be doing all the work, and she's the one that looks good.
Once you push her to the floor, that's it, you know, because you're the bitch now. Once you pushed her to the floor, yeah, that's when you just jump for it. That's ridiculous. She's going to be grabbing onto your hair. You're going to just struggling with the hair flicking all over the place.
I already had it in my mind that I wanted to do valet because I'm not thick, right? And I know that if you want to be a female wrestler, just do wrestling. You're not going to get that much exposure. You're not going to get used as much as you would if you valet as well. So whereas I don't want to just valet, I don't want to just wrestle either, I want to do both. That is the best way to go about it. That is the best way to get used the most.
My character, Victoria de Montfort, she's basically a posh, rich bitch who gets exactly what she wants from exactly who she wants. She's basically control freak, power freak, and because she is those things, she has to get everything she wants. As you can see by the shows and the storyline she's had, like the bra and panty match, that was just about power as well. She wanted to see men in the ring wrestling over her bra and panties, going at it big style, so that, you know, like she looked like she was worth something.
No, you go like that, I go like that.
I drop it.
But now I've got it, so
Just,
see, that's probably what I landed on.
I'll drop it behind you then. So,
Good. That was the one. Yes. Kick her. Very good. Now jump on. Jump down. Pull her apart. Obviously, kick away. Good. Kill her. Get her. Good.
Calm down. Calm down.
Nice and short.
6 days before the show, Mark tries to book a surprise act.
Okay. Right, I'll speak to you later. Cheers, bye. It looks like we're probably going to get Shinjiro Otani from wrestles for a lot of the bigger promotions in Japan, and recently caused a bit of a storm up in Coventry. Like I say, he's a pretty famous wrestler, you know, within wrestling circles. So hopefully it'll attract a bit of interest to the show.
How are the ticket sales going?
The ticket sales aren't bad. Found before with the Pyramids venue that the people tend to buy on the door as opposed to buying in advance, but it's picked up lately. We've got a lot of advertisements going in this week.
2, 3, 4.
I'm really looking forward to the cat fight because I'm happy that I'm going to be doing something active, as long as I don't get... Like at the last show, the Dudley show, I didn't really get involved too much. I got groped, that was about it. What valets mostly do, they're there to give the bloke something to look at, I think. TNA and all that. And to get the crowd going, you know, because we cheer, you know, when the guy does something good, you're up there and you go, yay, that was a good move and that. And it's to try and get a response from the audience. Because nothing worse than having an audience that just sits there going, oh yeah, great. You know, you want them to have a reaction to what you're doing.
It's very different from performing on a stage, I don't know, say performing Shakespeare or contemporary play or something. Because when you come on that stage and you're performing a play, you know, like if you forget a line, everything is quiet. But if you go out in front of a wrestling crowd and accidentally forget what you're going to say, it doesn't matter because the crowd are like so up on what's just about to happen anyway that they don't even notice that, you know, you're not saying something. They don't even notice.
I understand. Thanks for your time. Cheers. Bye. Right, well basically just found out that due to the unfortunate death of American wrestler Yokozuna, unfortunately it looks like we're not going to be able to use Mr. Otani for our show on Sunday. We were hoping that was going to be one of our surprise elements, but you know, due to circumstances changing, you know. But it's getting tough now. It's going to really be a total...
Do you think you will make money out of it?
It's still taking another couple of years because we've still got to get all our equipment in, lights and everything else like that. And we're doing small shows now, and eventually next year and the year after we'll be doing a lot bigger shows, and then that's when we'll be making the money.
There's quite a lot of work to be done in the lead up to the show. The main problem is going to be setting up a good looking entranceway on a limited budget. You got a pyro to go in there somewhere. Pyrotechnic charge should go around here somewhere.
While Mark struggles to get the show together, ELISAR takes some of the team out to a London restaurant.
Thank you.
They were like, they had a big argument with them anyway.
Apparently we're doing a lesbian angle on the show.
Not this one, but on a future one.
We should.
Has anyone got a pen?
We should make love in the ring.
No problem.
Fist each other.
It's just the classiness of wrestling.
I don't understand why she has to do that.
She likes to dress up.
It's a bit Britney Spears though, really, isn't it?
Sorry. Either because she wouldn't be any good at it, or because you don't want her involved in the business.
Why do you take her to every show?
I don't take her to every show. I wouldn't take her to every show.
No, because he gets jealous. He thinks some of the guys will want me. Or...
No. Everybody knows, right, that it's a bad thing in general to get your other half involved in wrestling.
No, I'm not a ring rat. I must say, I'm not a ring rat. I'm here to wrestle, not to date.
Ring rat is someone who goes around shagging all the wrestlers.
It's a wrestler's groupie.
Yeah, basically.
Shags all the wrestlers.
No, it's true.
The night of the show, and with many of the tickets still unsold, the worst storm in a decade arrives in Portsmouth.
There's the false ending. So, Paul will suplex Justin, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, it's not there. Celebrate, crowd should come up. Right? Justin puts on the rope.
But I don't see that.
You don't see it to start with.
Until you actually hit the third count.
You hit
it's almost like you've hit it.
So I've hit it and then noticed it.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so Justin...
But he's already up giving it...
Yeah, giving it the big one. He's won it.
Right, okay.
We are a show. We're there for the audience, for the paying public. We're there to put on a show. I know where I've got to be when I've got to be there. You know, I'm communicating with the wrestlers all the time. I mean, the public don't see that, or they shouldn't see it.
The thing is, there's different kind of fans. You got the people that they don't actually admit they like wrestling. They watch it on Sky or whatever, and if it's on, they will keep it on and they will watch it. Then you got the fans that go to the vivid fans that go to like the British shows, FWA. They go to those shows and watch WCW, WWF, ECW. You got the fans that watch it all the time at home. SmackDown, Raw, all those religious watch it. And then you've got the fans go to the live events around the world, like myself. They will go to the events around the world and follow it. And also, when they come over here, they go to the actual hotel as well. And you'd be surprised how many people actually go to the hotel where the wrestlers are, just to speak to them like normal people.
When people used to ask me why I liked wrestling when I was younger, I used to say stuff like, you know, it's like two gorgeous guys in little shorts wrestling each other, something like that. Because that's a lot easier to say that instead of say, well, you know, actually I really appreciate the drama in the presentation and I appreciate the technical skills that wrestlers have.
With no Shinjiro Itani, Mark has still managed one surprise. two wrestlers from another federation.
I wrestle for a company called EWW, Extreme Warfare, based in Oxford, and we sort of promote the extreme style, which is the blood and guts. It's more for the adult audience, which is this type of thing here, which is barbed wire baseball bat. So for all the skeptics who think that wrestling is fake, we go that one step further. And you know, when they leave the building tonight after they've seen our match, they wonder, is it actually fake or isn't it? You know.
Not looking too bad. The weather is pretty much affecting the crowd. But
it's like Sahara Desert in here.
And
we're looking outside. We got the sandbags.
Yeah, it's looking bad.
Severe weather warning.
But people have turned up regardless.
You know, our shows we've done have always been sold out. I've just been wrestling with the Americans, like WWF stars, the Bushwhackers, Skinner, Doink Clown, a lot of famous people. Whereas, so Stu's wrestling in America, he was trained by Adrian Street. You know, he's one of the best wrestlers over here. And now we're here, we've got like, you know, 50 people out the audience, you know, so it's not fantastic, but, you know, it's part of the job.
What do boyfriends think about it? You could ask him, what do you think about me doing this?
Doing what?
Me doing wrestling.
Good for you.
Yeah.
When did you two happen then?
Recently. Recently. He's lovely.
How recently?
You were there.
Last Sunday.
Last Sunday. But we're happy. He's nice. He's not like a lot of the other wrestlers, and I'm not gonna. But some of them can be a bit silly about girls, and like if I think you're a ring rat as well, they can be a bit dismissive of you. But Guy's sweet, and he doesn't think I'm a ring rat.
A lot of blokes on this today need to do a reality check and look at themselves in the mirror and say, do I look like a wrestler? Would I like to watch myself? And after them, they look like they should have come off the set of Grange Hill. And I think if they're really honest, a lot of them are like 8 stone, look like spare ribs.
How much is it here?
Come here and I'll let you. You tell me if it hurts.
If
Do you know
it
what I
looks
mean?
like it, the chances are a desert.
Are you both nervous about tonight, or...?
Yeah, yes and no.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I just want to, as long as I remember everything, that's all.
Yeah.
Right, this is going to go great, really.
How do I get to watch it? Apparently that's the biggest mistake chicks make, they just smile. Are we going? Are we now? No, it's Justin.
Justin first.
I'm alright. She hit my head on the fucking floor again. On me and went like that and hit my head on the floor.
I'm not being funny, but and all I can hear from you is watch your head. I swear I will watch your head. I don't want to hurt you.
Every move I do.
Because she fell to the side and she wasn't meant to do that, so I didn't kind of know what to do, so I kind of wrapped my legs around her, and I think they like that went down quite well, so I don't know, but no, I did enjoy that.
Give it up on Hill! Come on! Come on! Give it up! Come on! Come on, it's on you! Give it up! Go! Come on! Go! Go, Red! Go, Red! Two! Three, go, Red! Come on!
Well, I'm very pleased. I thought it went very well. It was much smoother than last year's show. It's been one of the smoothest shows, actually. All the music cues were there. The performances were there. It was just, you know, the crowd was hot. I was really afraid that we weren't going to get the great crowd because the storm outside. I don't know if you've caught any of the, seen any of the scenes of the people standing in the queues outside, but it's just, the storm is just terrible. But people braved the storm. They've come tonight, and they were just a very, very hot crowd. So it's been very, very good, and I'm very happy.
How many seats did you fill?
I don't know.
I'm not 100% happy with how it went. Certain things were forgotten. Things didn't seem to gel very well out there. It's left with a lot of quiet spots from the crowds. I don't know. I'm usually unhappy. I'm never actually satisfied with the match after I come out with it, whether it was good or bad.
Kids, they really seem to G me up. It's really good. I don't usually get that sort of reaction around the rest of the country, but it's always good to come to Portsmouth. A lot of the other wrestlers have always mentioned that Portsmouth could well be the capital of wrestling in the UK.
Ladies and gentlemen, both shoulders were pinned. The referee has decided this match is a draw.